I'm Kevin Casey. I'm a professional mixed martial arts fighter. And right now, what I'm about to do is issue a warning out to all other competitors.
I don't want overs. I just expect them to happen.
Fatty's gonna fatty is real.
Oh, give me fucking truth, baby! Come on! Let's go!
How have I been this successful in life?
Oh, hi folks. Welcome back. We're live. We're back after a week off. There was no MMA that happened last week. Or at least none worth talking about. So we skipped it. I don't know if we were even going to recap it. I didn't watch it. I was out of town. I assume Wes watched it because Wes watches everything. Shaun, borderline. We'll see. But we're back. There's three of us. We're getting there. We might get the other Jew back at some point, but
He don't even show up for Bear Jew cards. He's missed a Glover card, a Dobrok's card. This guy, he's fucking retired, bro. He's retired.
He's done. Kids ruined him.
Sad.
It's coming for you in a couple of years too. Wes.
Nah. I'm too old for that shit. You can't break me. Too set in my ways.
You were gonna be broken years ago.
Yeah.
But how are you guys doing? I haven't chatted with you on the podcast in a while. It's been Shaun and I holding down the fort. So how's things going?
It's good to be back, man. I always truly miss being able to do this for a couple hours every week. You have no idea. I did the little wild man's birthday party Sunday. 2 years now. Shit's so fucking quick. I paid about $500 to watch him do what he does in the driveway every day. Just roll the ball up and down the floor while all the other kids are in the bounce houses and shit. Glad they enjoyed that. But yeah, good time, man. Got everything booked and locked in for homie's trip in October. We're all gonna make it to Vegas. Hopefully we can get 2 or 3 of our 10 listeners. I know our boy Dan Tom always meet us up out there. Should be a fun time. Really looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, I talked to a couple people that I know in Vegas, Dan, and reached out to Nick as well, just to let him know that I'd be in town because I haven't chatted or seen him in a long time. But
so, is there a chance we could get an appearance from Brad on the Gambler's Perspective with Nick Kalikas and the man himself?
You never know. That's going to launch us into the stratosphere after all these years.
How fucking sick is the hammer and our boy Pelosi going to be when Nick big ups us on the fucking the bettor's perspective and the show just takes the fuck off?
It will forever be immortalized on UFC Fight Pass. Just incredible stuff. Who could imagine the day? Anyway, it's going to be fun. Late October, if anybody's in the Vegas area, I'm sure we'll be chatting about it a little bit more as we get closer. But we just got most of the stuff booked. I think Shaun and I still need to book some flights, but other than that, we are confirmed a go for Vegas, and first time we'll all have been together in person since 2015.
I think it was 16. I think it was 16.
16?
Yeah,
okay.
It was the years.
15 was probably Nashville, and then 16 was Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the year the Cubs won the World Series was the last time we were in Vegas together.
7 years. Crazy. And we're still doing this shit. Love it. Shaun, how are you?
I'm beardless, so I'm a bit sad.
Beardless.
You look kind of cute.
Just losing.
Hey, I'll take what I can get, Wesley. At this point, I can't. How
does the wife feel? That's all that really
wife
matters.
is not not happy.
So she likes the Bushman look.
She
Well,
likes the caveman.
Next time you shave it, send it over this way. I could use some.
I'm getting
some
her
of that replacement up top. You know.
Yep.
Oh, it was a pile. It was a pile in the sink. It was pretty gnarly, but yeah, I did it so I can win some bets. Maybe that'll turn this year around because it's been hilariously bad.
What if you start winning? Like, you got to be? It's gonna be a hard choice with the way.
That's a hard choice. She's gonna have to make some decisions.
Regrowing
do
it
you
or
want me
not
to keep
regrowing
losing
it?
our money?
Yeah.
Or do you want the beer?
I mean, shit. She kept on cheering on Vegas Golden Knights while I had a good chunk of money
Jesus
on
Christ.
Dallas and the Oilers and Bobrovsky, and that just all got flushed down the tubes. And she's she's just like, yeah, my team
Yucking it
won.
up.
No
I'm just
mercy.
like-
People just don't understand.
Yeah,
It's
she's
not
never
important
she's never
that your
had that
team
feeling,
wins.
right?
Yeah, it's not important if your team wins if you don't make money on it. Jeez,
Oh,
you gotta get her to start throwing down some bets.
do something.
That's gotta
Shit.
happen.
It's bad. It's bad.
Do we want to talk about last week's card at all?
Let's
Okay.
rip through it. We can do the whole preliminary card, and we can talk about 2 of the fights.
I am literally going to read all of the results, and
Let's
then
go.
you guys can talk about whatever you want to talk about from the card, because I don't have any feelings about anything. Island Perez decision over Ashley Evans Smith, who is apparently in the UFC. Alex Munoz decision over Carl Deaton III.
It's not good.
Azat Maxim split decision robbery over Tyson Nam. Didn't watch it. Probably a robbery though. Tyson Nam plus 300. Still would have taken it. Evan Elder decision over Gennaro Valdez. The Milk Weasel Costa taking the decision over Austin Lingo.
Oh, milky now too.
Victoria Dudakova. That's
Oh.
not a lady. That's a Dudakova, man. Taking out Estela Nunez. I heard that there was some freaky injury here. 34 seconds of the first round. That's the only reason it didn't go to decision. Melsik Bagdasarian. Decision over Tucker Putz. Main card now. Nazim Sadikov. Second round rear naked choke over Terrence McKinney because that dude only has 3 minutes of fighting in him. Norma Dumont. Decision over Chelsea Chandler. I saw one clip from this fight. It was the one where she sprinted right straight head first into the cage.
A new all-time league.
Because
New all-time.
Love it.
apparently this is a real sport and that is a real division.
I gotta give old girl credit. She did tweet out and put the pic and said, "The moment I knew I fucked up." That's pretty good.
No, LR. One of these women didn't expose her breasts. That was in like a YouTube boxing match. Funny story about that chick. Daniela Helmsley, I believe is her name. She brought shame to the whole Helmsley family. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, terribly pissed off about it. She's kicked out. She's not allowed in Greenwich anymore. It's been a scandal of the highest order. You can't take a high class family like that and just throw their name in the mud. Shame on you, Daniela Helmsley. Jun-Young Park, rear naked choke, second round over the Durayev. That dude is doo-doo. Francisco Prado defeats. Is Ottman the bag man or is that the other guy? Ottman's the bag man, right? What's in the bag?
Yeah, he got the bag. I think the other one brought the bag.
The other one
right?
delivered the bag.
Yeah.
Either way, he got knocked out by Francisco Prado, otherwise known as Drew Dober's South American son. Jack Maddalena sucks. Weeks out a split decision against Basil Half-Ass. And Myra Bueno Silva, MBS herself, takes out the old bone saw on Holly Holm.
How the fuck did we miss last week with this kind of content? Just Brad's got
this is all I've got.
The fucking machine gun of fucking names going on this card. That's a dude of cover, bro. It's like that's all time shit right there. That's good shit.
Anyway, she took down Holly Holm. We'd like to think that would be the last time that Holly Holm's ever in a main event. Nope. 3 months down the road, she's going to be headlining an Apex card.
They literally on the broadcast right before the fight or right at the beginning of the fight literally said she was like the biggest women's boxing star ever or something to that effect. I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna give us Holly Holm main events for years to come with this kind of talk. Like, just incredible. Yeah, not much early on, I don't guess. Yeah, that elbow was nasty stuff. Like I had the over in that fight, of course. And yeah, you don't post like that on takedowns. Like, when are people gonna fucking learn? Like, we see it all the time.
Made it even better that it was in the Apex, so you could just hear her screaming and it just echoing in that goddamn piece of shit.
And there's somebody tweeted a video from their phone cage side after that, and it was like somehow even worse than the actual broadcast. Somebody cage side recorded the video, and it just had an even worse sound to it, dude. Yeah, just
watching this card. I didn't watch it live, so I watched a bunch of this stuff, skip through a lot of it on Fight Pass. And of course, on Fight Pass, they don't go to commercial. So you got to hear a lot of those fucking wails from her in fucking Apex.
Yeah. Yeah, Sadikov, I thought, had a decent win over McKinney. That was a wild ass fight. He did like get away with some vet cage grab shit. Like, they are, I don't know, man. We saw it a lot. Like on this card, fucking Herb smacking gloves 6 or 7 times.
Herb Melsick is just like the all-time cheater goat.
Dude,
gotta do it.
It was bad on this card. It was pretty bad. Yeah, Chandler, all-time meme. That's just all-time meme shit. She'll never live. The Iron Turtle is like a legit tough out. I think if you want to see if a dude can be a top 10 guy, top 12 dude, feed him the Iron Turtle and see where he stacks up, because that guy is a legit tough out, even though Albert's doo-doo. Yeah, Prado, insane knockout. Madalena. This dude is a fucking blooming fucking plant, just ready to sprout out of the ground. Look,
is it like it's like wilting a little bit though after this performance? Is it?
I hope
didn't
so.
See the fight, but
he's got to he's got to have like the total right matchups for one. The dude gets hit. Anybody that's got some pop, like this dude, fucking half-ass. Yeah, I got more punching power than this dude. Like, he laid it on Madalena at times, dude, and just couldn't really hurt him. One of these dudes is gonna crack that dude and hurt him. Man, his takedown defense is fucking shaky as fuck. There's so many holes that got exposed. Not saying like, this dude had a decent performance off of like a week fucking notice and shit. Dude was in shape. Cardio was pretty good. Hope we get to see him fight again. I'm sure they'll give him another fight, but that shouldn't give you like big hope about Madalena being some kind of title contender coming off.
He's only 26.
I get it.
26, Wes.
And he's on a short notice too. Like, he's taking a guy on short notice, and a dude that like trains at a legit gym with legit guys and shit. I get that.
Madalena also, like, that guy is tough as fuck. Madalena gets a lot of guys out of there.
He won that fight too. That wasn't he won that fight. He won 2 rounds of that fight.
I don't know what Hafez is made of, but there's a lot of guys out there that would have got out of there a lot earlier. Yep. Now, I just think it's a good learning experience. You definitely got to pump the brakes a bit on pushing this guy too quickly, but yeah, he's got to learn. Don't drop guillotine 10 times. Actually stuff takedowns.
That was it right there, right? That's why he kept ending up on his back. Like, I think it was 3 times he went jump guillotine, and all he had to do was just fight off the takedown.
to be fair, and against shittier guys, he probably gets those guillotines. But this guy is actually a decent grappler and did what you were supposed to do when guys drop for guillotines. But man, I think his body work is
Brady?
still
Question mark.
What's that?
Madalena still
I
beats
don't know.
Brady? Question mark from our boy Steve.
Goombas max bet Brady. He's never wrong. You know, you're at least going to end up with CLV if you don't get the win.
So you win regardless. You know.
I think, I mean, it's fucking crazy because Brady got knocked out by Bilal Muhammad. So, but Bilal Muhammad was also able to stuff those takedowns. So I think Brady probably beats the Jack Madalena that showed up on Saturday. Now that he's learned some shit, hopefully he shores up that defense, doesn't drop for guillotines. It might be a harder route next time. Yeah, and he did have 2 weight cuts in 2 weeks. I don't know if he fully weight cut for the Brady fight, because I mean that was kind of earlier in the week, but still peaking twice in 2 weeks is not the easiest. So I get that there's definitely some holes with JDM, but he's still very offensive. He is very good. It's always going to be the defense that you need to shore up and the takedown defense. So
there's a lot of guys.
I hope that's all enough to give us a good number next time around.
There's a lot of guys in fighting who are very good offensively. The way you separate those guys from the top 7-10 dudes are,
yep.
Can you not get cracked in your jaw? Can you stop a takedown? You got some cardio. Like, I think Madalena's
matchups.
Madalena's got 2 of
the
those.
Matchups.
He's definitely got 2 of those. He can take a fucking punch. He's got cardio. Got to start working on the takedown defense. Not get hit so much. Like it's gonna add up eventually. Like we thought Luque was the next coming. The dude started getting hit too much and eventually started getting knocked out. It's gonna happen.
At least Luque had some jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I mean, I like Madalena though. I do like. I hope he can share those things up. We'll see.
Yep.
Does he even train at one of the big camps in Australia, or is he in the U.S. now? He's definitely not in the U.S. with the way he wrestles.
Yeah, I don't think he trains with one of the few. There's only a couple of them.
Whatever Scrappy MMA is.
Yeah, that's not one of them.
No.
That's in Perth.
Yeah, see, he's not even on the good side of Australia. Yeah, he's not even on the good side of Australia to train.
On the north.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like those dudes either go to like 1 or 2 gyms on the other side of Australia, or they go to Thailand and train at fucking Tiger. Like it's like one or the other.
I think I've heard of him maybe being a Tiger for a bit, but I don't know.
Yeah, like he might do spot duty, but his main camp is not with anything
Scrappy
special.
MMA.
So, yeah, so he might not be a bad idea to move on over to the US and get some wrestling going.
Look at Glover. Glover didn't fully break through until the teenagers got older and shit. Like you can't be in the gym with a bunch of fucking body bags, bro.
And now he's got innovative training methods, like trying to drown each other in a river.
I mean, like Glover beats most of these dudes right now. I don't think Pereira wants. That's why Pereira's buying him motorcycles and shit. Like, dude, don't come back. I don't want to fight you, bro.
Glover beats Jamal in the rematch tomorrow because the dude's got a torn ACL.
Because the dude, yeah,
Glover would take Pereira down and fuck him up tomorrow, like straight up.
That would be a classic Glover fight, in my opinion.
Yeah, Pereira's gonna crack him and knock him silly, but he's gonna get taken down and pounded out. God, I miss Glover.
The worst part about that fight is he would know from all the training that that's absolutely what's going to happen too, and he'd just be so defeated even after hurting him. He's like, oh fuck, now I did it.
Tyson Nam might have won that fight. That was close.
He definitely won that fight.
He won that fight, bro.
It was a close fight. I actually like Maxim. I mean, Tyson Nam's that's a hard debuting fight in that weight class. Like Tyson Nam's pretty decent.
Okay, so
Maxim looked all right.
Didn't see the fight, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the stats here.
Yep.
So even in the first round, Maxim got one takedown for 16 seconds of control. And then Nam doubles him up in rounds 2 and 3 and had more control in the only round where that dude got a takedown. How?
He won that fight.
Gotcha.
The other dude,
Nam obviously won the third. The first was close. The second, I think you give to Maxim, but it was a close fight.
Yeah.
But Maxim was landing the harder stuff, and Nam was landing more and leg kicking him. And I guess
That's
they didn't like
actually
that.
very strange for Tyson Nam.
Yeah, I know.
Not.
He like tripled his or doubled 2.5 times his record amount of leg kicks he landed in this fight.
It wasn't like the harder stuff was like huge stuff.
No, it wasn't.
It was
huge.
winning around, and in my opinion,
Maxim did crack him a couple times early, but yeah,
he looked
it was a
decent,
close fight. It definitely did not look like a minus 300, minus 350, whatever the hell he was.
That would have been one of those good plus 3.5 spots.
Definitely. And Iron Turtle, like Duraev did what he had to, because he knew that if he didn't get the Iron Turtle out of there early, he was going to get run over, which of course eventually happened. Iron Turtle had to eat some shit in that first round, and even
Man's
early
got
in
a
the
chin.
second. Man's got a chin. Man's got a jab, and he's got cardio, and he comes forward. He's, like Wes said, he's a good test for that mid-level middleweights, and
he's got some wrestling too. Like he will pick you up and dump you on your head. Like that dude's a tough fucking out, man. He's a tough out.
Good to see. And he's got some dance moves, which is always a bonus.
Yeah, the Iron Turtle dance was like my biggest tweet of the night. Fuck, I'm
Yep.
still getting likes on that. People must love the Iron Turtle dancing.
How can you not?
What else we got? Anything?
Can we get rid of like all women's divisions? Like, does anybody want to see this chick fight fucking any of the other? Like, we don't
People, people are starting to come around. Like, I know we've been ahead of the game for a solid 3, 4, 5 years. People are starting to come around now that Nunes is gone. Shevchenko lost, and it's just
well,
a mess.
they got their Mexican star now though, that they're that's gonna take over the show in Mexico. Like, come on, look, dude, it's so easy. Put them all in one organization. The UFC can own that shit. Put it on Fight Pass. You can have full fucking cards of women's fights and have all the best women's fighters in one spot. Like, people that want to watch it can watch it. Don't understand it.
We need this ESPN deal to hurry up and finish out so that the UFC starts trying again.
I think it's gonna get worse, bro. I think
it'll get better. They'll need to sell these rights, and they need to fucking.
That's content. Selling these rights means content, and I think that's going to be more content. We're going to be at the point to where we're getting multiple cards a week, not less. We're going to get. In the future, watch.
That, man.
I think.
I don't know.
When do the rights expire now?
I think it's another 1.5 years, almost 2 years.
So in the last year or 6 months before those rights expire, when they're going to be shopping them around, cards are going to get much better for a very short period of time.
I was reading some of that dude John Nash that writes about the business side of UFC and fighting and shit, and they're going to get absolutely paid for one on this next rights deal, and your content's going to go up in some form or fashion. Like right now, you're getting Dana White Contender Series coming back up, which is 8 weeks of your summer, where you're having pretty much a card and a half every week, because you're getting 5 Dana White Contender Series fight cards. Then you're getting your Saturday card. We're eventually gonna be getting 2 fight cards a week on some weeks. That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna happen in the future. There's just gonna be so much need for content to fill, and it just doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter what they give you. They got the Apex. They're gonna pump out card after card after card.
Pushback that I'll have is they really pushed, like ESPN gave up the bag because ESPN Plus was so new at that point, and they were pushing that, and they needed to get subscribers. At this point, fucking,
I don't think.
Most
I'm not
people
sure
have
they
that
stay
shit.
there. I'm
I know,
not sure.
that's what I'm
there.
saying. Like, I don't think they stay there, and if they're going somewhere else, like, I just.
Well, the way
I'm I'm hoping that they could put out some better cards and don't have to just put out content and
The way
generic as fuck.
I don't
writes
think they
about it
go
though.
anywhere else.
I mean,
I
the
think
way
they
he writes
stay.
about it could say to ESPN, but they're going to get a big jump in the price tag of this because people just saw what they did with the ESPN Plus. They literally did get them millions of subscribers to sign up to ESPN Plus. They've given them insane content every week over the past however many years. And they made record profits. Like literally the UFC are making record profits. They got a fucking chokehold on the fucking workforce who they literally fucking, you can't go nowhere. You get paid shit wages. I know there's some people that still argue like, oh, well, look what other people pay and shit. Still, you're in the UFC, bro. You should not be making fucking 10 and 10.
That's like saying, oh, but like, why doesn't this MLB player get more? Look at the guys in AAA.
Yeah, why is the guy in like, you know, sitting on the end of the bench in the NBA only making fucking $5 million to where the other dudes are making $20 million? But it's the fucking NBA. You still should be making big money, you know, which you do in that sport. Not a good comparison.
Baseball was a bad example too, because those guys get paid.
All of them, all the other major sports in North America, you make actual money if you make the league.
Yep.
Like all of them. Hell, even hockey, you're fucking.
Minimum salary is $800K in the NHL.
Yep.
Not bad.
And that's not huge money, but that's great. That's a great living for a NHL player, for a bottom tier NHL player. $800,000 a year is fucking insane. Practice squad NFL players make fucking $300,000-$400,000 a year to be on a practice squad, not even making the fucking field for a game, just to be the punching bag. They're making hundreds of thousands a year.
Yep.
Somebody's got to do it.
Love it.
Do we want to talk about this?
Well,
I know Lance is not happy about this, but
anybody who actually thinks that he's gonna make about what he would have made for the John Jones fight should go walk off a bridge, because you're drinking
the Kool-Aid, that UFC
you're
Kool-Aid.
Insane. If you don't think they're putting this shit on in fucking Abu Dhabi. If you don't think Francis ain't making $20-30 million on this fight when it's all said and done, you're out of your fucking mind. He's absolutely Fury's going to make $50 million on this fight.
Yeah.
Ngannou's going to make fucking $20 million.
At least 20. Yeah.
At least 20.
This is a fucking tax write-off for the Saudis. They don't give a fuck. They're
literally doing this. They're in their tourism budget. They do this to pump tourism to Saudi. They have countless millions to give out to these people, and they love to give it to fighters. They love giving fighters money to come over there and put on fights. They love fight sports. He's going to make a ton of money. And I love now how the whole thing is, even our boy Lance, we got paid. Can he just go away and not talk no more? Oh, now it's like, go away, don't talk no more. And I thought he wasn't going to get any money. I thought he wasn't going to get the bag. I thought he fumbled the bag, y'all. Francis was fumbling the bag. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, man.
Love it.
Can we be pro? Can we be like pro fighter for once in like our lives around here? Can we be like pro fighter getting paid, like, and not like shit on them when they do it?
I'm
like
just pro people making money that aren't
corporations. when did society become bootlickers is what I'd like to know. Like when did we stop being pro work, especially in the US? When did we stop being pro worker in this country and become pro billionaire, pro corporation, pro celebrity and shit? What happened to like pro worker in this country? It's insane, man.
A long time ago it happened, Wes.
Yep.
Long time ago. Same thing up here. Anyway, on that uplifting note, let's move on to this week's card. Wes, I've got good news for you.
Oh, no.
There are 12 fights on this card that don't feature a female weight division. Unfortunately, there are 15 fights on this card.
20% of the card is women.
And not only that, I mean, we got a co-main event of the highest order on this one. So this is quite the interesting card construction. The UFC is going back to London. The O2, I believe, is the arena. Marcin Tybura is fighting in the main event. And it's fitting that we were just talking about the Hog, because who's that guy that he's fighting?
Who?
Who? No.
Zuffa Zombies would have you believe Francis should have stayed around and fought this bum for fucking $500K. That's what the Zuffa Zombies would have you believe. Fight John Jones for fucking your millions and then fight Tom Aspinall. For fuck out of here.
Love it. This is definitely the best way that he could have gone, because then if he comes back to the UFC, it can be for one big fight, and he doesn't.
I'll tell you
deal
this:
with this shit.
imagine a world in where he lands something on Fury. Imagine that world just for 1 second. It ain't happening. Don't get me wrong.
I know.
But
we're gonna be we're gonna be losing our minds in Vegas while watching this shit happen. It's gonna be amazing.
Ngannou lands something and knocks Tyson Fury out. Dude, that's a world I want to live in. I want to live in that world.
When we're in Vegas, I'll throw the resort fees on Hog round 1 TKO in that fight. And
I'm gonna end up I'm gonna end up with some money on Tyson. I'm gonna have Tyson in some shit, man. Like,
live a little, Wes.
Live a little. You're gonna win 20. You're gonna lay minus 2,000 to win $20. You might as well just put 50 and try to hit a lotto.
It would be inside or something like that. But
inside is still gonna be minus fucking 1,500 probably.
Well, even if I did whatever dollars I had on there, I would fucking light my fucking blunt with it afterwards.
We're gonna be faded out of our minds.
So right now,
manifesting
lines for that. Tyson Fury minus 1,000. Hog best line is plus 620 out there. No problems.
Is that a real line where you can actually put down real money?
It's probably. I think Bet Online released one.
Denise and Betway that have it.
I mean, you're probably
so you could probably get to win about $1,000 between those three together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not really.
Anyway,
I would. That's all. That'd be all time shit.
Let's manifest it. Let's manifest it.
Yep. We'll get Water Show to light a candle for us while we're in Vegas and make that happen. Kicking it off for UFC London, we've got Jafar Filho taking on Daniel Bárez. This guy does kind of look like a little evil, a little bit like Jafar from Aladdin. No.
Is Jafar from Brazil now?
He's like a Brazilian Jafar.
I'm just saying what I see. I'm looking at the screen, see the picture. Looks a little like Jafar. Anyway, Shaun, what do you got here?
Not a whole hell of a lot. Bárez lost on Contender Series and then just went and beat absolute scrubs back in Mexico. Got a win streak, and now he's back in the UFC for some reason. Guy he's fighting, I don't think is that good, but everybody wants to fight, so I'll take Brazilian Jafar.
Wesley.
Yeah, I haven't. I think that might be the only fight I've seen of Bárez. I think though Brazilians grappling here can win him this fight. I'm not rushing out to bet it though. I don't know enough about Bizarre, and I don't think the Brazilian Jafar is very good, but I do think he can grapple here and get a win.
I don't mind the Brazilian Jafar here. I think he is not going to get wrestled like he did against Mukayev.
Good enough to keep it up if he has to. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Bárez got some takedowns in his Contender Series fight, but he didn't do much of anything with them. I don't think he's going to be able to hold them down like Mukayev could. So, yeah, we'll see. But this line's pretty close and kind of tempting to look in that direction for me, at least. if I'm actually watching the fights, might have to kick it off with a bet to engage myself. Next up, women's strawweight division. We're gonna go to Wes first on this one. Thoughts? Bruna Brazil taking on Shauna Only Fannin. Shauna Bannon. She's Irish.
Okay.
So I thought there was an O in there.
So is she related to Steve Bannon? Because that would change my cap on this fight.
She's Irish, so I'm gonna say no.
I mean, is it the bloodline go that far? Because if she's a stone cold racist like Steve Bannon, I mean, yeah, I have absolutely nothing on this fight. Like nothing. I don't care. This is trash. I'm not looking at it. I'm not betting it. You should boycott it. Don't watch it.
Shaun.
You're right on the money, Wes. Bannon seems like a fraudulent Irish chick, Irish fighter in general. The Brazilian is not good either.
She got abs.
Care. She does have abs. I will pick her by she having abs.
Lightweight division. Chris Duncan. He's Scottish, by the way. So now we're starting to get all the UK and associated countries coming in. Taking on
Against your people.
Yanel Ashmouz.
Can I give you? Can I give you a Yanel? Give you some Yanel.
I should. That's honestly, I'm embarrassed for myself. I don't know how I didn't go with Yanel Ashmouz since he's Jewish. It's okay, guys. Also Jewish. Allowed to say it. Shaun, thoughts here?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Chris Duncan's all right. He looked okay last time out against Morales. I think if he can get takedowns, he probably wins this fight. I don't really have much on the anal ass mouth. Don't really remember him too much. He crushed a guy on Contender Series. We'll see if he can do much against a actual live body.
Wesley.
Yeah, I mean, on Contender Series, he beat up some fucking Englishmen. Like, that was just absolutely horrendous. I think Duncan's the better guy here. He gets hit a little bit, man, and if he can't get takedowns here, you're gonna be worrying a little bit. The old Slava coat suit knocked him out. Was that on their Contender Series fight? Maybe. Yep. I think it was on their Contenders fight. But I mean, after that, Duncan did come back and get some okay wins. Like, that was a decent win against Morales last time. It was very close. I think it was a split decision. I just think he's got more pass here. If he can get takedowns here, it's going to be fairly easy for him. On the feet, it gets a little more tricky because I think the old schnozzle does have a little bit of power, it would seem. He does have some knockouts on his record. I know it's against guys that are okay, but it does seem like he hits kind of hard. So, I mean, I like Duncan here. I don't know if I can bet him. There's a few fights on here where there's some like wildly varying lines on a guy at different books. That this seems to be one. Like Duncan's like from -120 up to over -150 at certain spots. So I guess at around -110, -120, it's probably not a horrible bet, and one I might end up making.
Yeah, I kind of like Duncan here. I think, as Wes said, he's got more paths. He's got good hands. Like, even in that Slava fight, he was landing some good stuff, and then he got clipped and put out. But yeah, he also had another fight. What was his? It was the Charlie Campbell fight where he got landed on and he got rocked, and then he knocked the guy out like Pete Sell style while he was rocked. That was pretty cool. So he can take it. I think he can take it in this fight, and line seems kind of close to me. Like Wes was saying, I'll need to search around, see if I can find minus 110, minus 120. But even like the minus 140, minus 150 that's out there, I think is all right for me.
Yeah, I think the Israel fighters breaking through are getting some of those Israel mountain falafels is what's going on. Like they're starting to get the good gear over there is what's happening.
Right? Just growing as a country and people. Gotta love it. Women's bantamweight division. Ketlin Vieira taking on Penny Kianzad. Shaun, these are top 10 fighters in their division.
Are they actually? I mean, Vieira is Pansy actually ranked?
Oh, she has to be.
No way.
No, has to be.
No way.
She's ranked number 7. What are you guys talking about?
Oh my God.
No way. We're not serious with this shit, right?
Number 7.
This is a great division. This is. I cannot
Bantamweight.
believe that this great matchup is buried on the prelims. we've got the number 4 and the number 7 women's bantamweights in the entire world fighting, and you bury them on the prelims. This will not stand. Shaun, continue.
I'm a bit surprised the number that is on Vieira. She's as low as minus 140. This is a bit of a step down, considering who she's kind of been fighting the last little while. Penny does throw a lot of strikes, and Vieira does get hit a bit, but I think Vieira is just going to be the much more physical fighter. I think she's going to, if she has to, she's going to be able to take down Kianzad. And I think striking, Vieira is just going to be the stronger puncher and kicker. So it's a women's fight. It's probably going to be close. So it's tough to bet on somebody, especially a small favorite. So I'm a bit hesitant, but I might mush old Ketlin Vieira.
Wesley.
Jesus. It actually could, bro.
Could be a technically title eliminator. Yes, you are correct.
When we got MBS and fucking
Juliana
going back and forth talking about it, just we're in a world of hurt when that's where we're at, talking about title fights and shit. Look, only I worry about Vieira when this gets going long, though. Like, you always just like, she will smoke a chick in the first round. Never get her out of there, though. Like, she's one of those that Brad always talks about. Like, if you're not getting like standing 20-punch KOs, none of these chicks can get anybody out of there. So, like, when Penny survives that first, then Vieira is used up a ton to try to get her out of there. I think it's going to get dicey. I do like Vieira in this fight. She should win. Just only thing scaring me off with that price creeping up to like minus 140 and juice on her, that she does what she's done so many times and just it makes it a close fight because she's used up a lot in the first round and a half. So Vieira's the pick. I'll watch the line. If it comes back down a little bit, probably a bet, but Shaun's probably right. This is still probably a little short on Vieira against somebody that she's just more skilled in.
Yeah, this price seems super short to me. Penny Kianzad's best win is like what? Alexis Davis? Ever.
Yeah.
That's in 2021. Like, it's not great. She's just like, I know that she's got a 7 beside her name somehow, but she's not that great at fighting. Ketlin Vieira is better, so I think she is going to win, and I really don't want to, but we might bet her. Yeah. Middleweight division, somebody that I was considering betting before I realized it was in the middleweight division. Mahmoud Muradov taking on Brian Barberena at middleweight. You heard that right, folks. Brian Barberena, chiseled out of granite at middleweight. Shaun, thoughts?
Muradov is a bit fraudulent. That being said, like Meerkat can give some guys some tough goes in certain matchups, and Barallo is seems to be all right. So I guess those losses aren't too bad. Brian Barberena just got bodied by two smaller welterweights in RDA and Gunnar Nelson, and now he's going up to 185. His path to victory is if Muradov is stupid and doesn't grapple, doesn't grind, and just boxes with Barberena and somehow is terrible and somehow gasses, and Barberena can just cardio his way to a win, which he has done before. But man, the size difference is going to be big here. If Muradov is not a moron, he'll be able to grind on him, take him down, and smash him. The number's low on Muradov, but dumb things do happen in MMA.
Wes?
Yeah, look, I've seen like parts of some interviews with Barberena this week, and
just why? Did he say why he's going up to 85? Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
No, not what I've seen mentioned, but what I have seen is from about the shoulders up and the neck and shit. He's not gonna look good on the scale, bro. Like, I can't believe he's going up to 185. Like, look, Muradov is a sort of a fraud. He's not as good as everybody thought he was going to be. He's going to absolutely murder Brian Barberena. He's going to hurt Brian. He's going to take him down. He's going to fuck him up. Now, is his fucking applesauce head Barberena going to take a beating and then pull something off? I mean, maybe. I mean, it wouldn't shock me at all. This is different at 185. Muradov's going to be massive compared to him. I mean, that dude's actually like chiseled. I mean, Barberena's going to look fucking bad at 185. I like Muradov here, but I don't know if I can lay a price like that after seeing his last couple fights.
I am absolutely going to lay this price with something, because like Brian Barberena might get to Tony Pudding's levels.
It's going to be bad.
185.
One interview, he's in overalls with no shirt on because I think his clothes don't fit anymore. So I think he's just running around in fucking overalls and no shirt.
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah, I don't even think these guys are going to be at least 2 weight classes apart. Like, Barberena should be a 155er. He is not extremely trim at 170. This is going to be a beatdown, I think. So, yeah, I'll take some Muradov, and when eventually Barberena comes back and like puts it on him in round 3, I'll have my butt cheeks clenched.
Get a live bet in.
Yeah,
just try to get a good plus 500 on Barberena going into the third. Cover yourself.
Exactly.
What is Muradov props? I don't even think I've looked at those. Inside the distance is plus money. Yeah, inside the distance is plus money.
It really should be.
On a minus 325, dude, you can get inside the distance like plus 130. It's not bad.
Against an old injured guy who's taken a bunch of beatings, who's moving up in weight class when he has absolutely no business doing so. I think I'm gonna have to. And it's not like Barberena is gonna go up in weight and suddenly be the faster fighter. He's still going to be slower than this dude too. It's not
And
impressive.
It's also
And-
not Muradov's also not a decision machine or anything like that at 85 against real 85ers.
Yeah,
and it's not like Barberena's gonna carry. Like, he's usually got good like cardio down at 172. Like, I know people are like, well, he's not cutting weight. He should have a little bit, but he's putting on 15 pounds of shit.
Yeah, he's
Look
out
at
of
that
shape.
Weight down at 170. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough on that fight. I think we're starting to reach an agreement. Heavyweights up next. Something called Mick Parkin and Jamal Pogues. What is this, Shaun?
I don't know. It's kind of gross. Mick Parkin is basically he's 6-0 with 6 finishes. If he doesn't get Pogues out there early, it's probably going to be a long night for him. Pogues by decision, it's like plus 200. It's not bad, but we also don't know how much quit the old Mick Parkin has, so it's a bit scary. But yeah, like you got the super fat. He's over 2.5 at almost even money. It's pretty hilarious. I'll take Pogues, but I don't know if I'm gonna play that decision prop.
Yeah, we don't know how Mick Parkin fares when he's got a large black man on top of him. That is true. Wes, how do you think he does?
That's one thing I'm glad I should never have to find out in life is how I do with a big black man on top of me. I wouldn't fare well. I think this could get sloppy myself. Of course, when I looked at this fight, the first thing I did was go and see if we was going to get a true fatty, and of course we're not getting a true fatty on this. They know better. Pogues was like a 205er up until like a couple years ago. He actually fought Alex Palazzi in LFA at 205 and went like almost 5 rounds with that dude. I can't see this fucking English dude getting him out of there early, and if he doesn't, it's gonna get sloppy. I like the over. I like the over 2.5. I like super fatties in this fight. I think this goes 15 minutes. Now could Park catch him early with something? Probably, but like nobody's really caught Pogues with anything. That was a heel hook, lost to Pelosi in round like 4. Then it's way back in 2018. He got caught in an armbar by somebody. Like nobody gets the dude out of there. So I have a hard time seeing this dude clean knocking him out. So I like the over here. I don't know if I can bet him. If I do, it's that decision prop. What's that plus 200, Shaun? It's probably not a bad sprinkle. That's the way I would lean on the side is Pogues, and I like the over here.
Yeah, this is another close favorite that I kind of like. I really don't have an opinion on this fight because I haven't seen Parkin in much of anything. But usually when those guys come up and somebody starts putting it on them when it's the best guy that they've ever faced and the most athletic guy they've ever faced, doesn't usually go well. Pogues' losses are to half-decent guys, all of them. Even going back to like he lost his first ever fight by TKO against Taylor Johnson, who's fought a bunch in Bellator, and he's half decent. So I think there's quite a difference here. I don't know if maybe this is one of those cases where the English crowd spurs the local guy on to victory, but as Steve pointed out, they're not really selling that many tickets because they just brought a bunch of guys in who aren't from London. So, pretty interesting. I'll go Pogues here, and we will move on.
Pogues open plus 150 at Bet Online, and then got absolutely hammered to oblivion to minus 250.
Somebody seen though, Park man.
Bolivian. Minus 150 now. I feel like that's not bad. There's a lot of those in this card that could get me in trouble. Where are we next? Lightweight division. This is pretty good. Mark D1 Casey taking on Joel Álvarez. Shaun.
Mark D1 Casey did not show up last time when I had a bunch of money on him to beat fucking Michael Johnson. That is a perplexing loss. I don't know what the fuck was going on with him because, of course, the very next Michael Johnson fight gets fucking knocked out by CDF and back to normal Michael Johnson. So I don't know what Diakiese was doing that night. If he does implement wrestling, obviously he's gonna have to be careful from getting subbed, because Alvarez got a bunch of subs from bottom. I don't know. Maybe I'm just still super pissed about losing that MJ bet when Diakiese lost there. I was kind of looking at Alvarez, but it is worrisome that he has kind of like not good takedown defense and relies on subs from bottom. He does have some decent offense on the feet. Diakiese is also pretty good on the feet, so this could end up being a close fight. And if Alvarez is just throwing up subs from the bottom, is that going to get him some rounds on the judges' scorecard when it is in London? I know it's not selling great, but there's definitely some flags. I was looking to bet Alvarez. I'm probably gonna steer clear here. I think he probably beats Diakiese. Maybe Diakiese is just kind of getting old, but Alvarez doesn't really fight much, so it's concerning.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna take a little shot on Diakiese by decision. It's plus 350. I think that's kind of high since Alvarez. I know I skipped you, Wes. I'm coming back to you.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Alvarez is going to like jump for guillotines and stuff like that. Even if he hurts Diakiese, which is pretty tough to do on the feet. Diakiese is very durable. So he's got to finish him by sub, and he could with a guillotine or something quick on the ground. But it has to be something in transition. If he doesn't get that, then he's going to lose rounds on bottom and probably lose the fight by decision. So I'll take a little shot on Diakiese, but hard to trust that guy too much. Wes.
Yeah, I mean, y'all said about a lot of how I feel too. Like I lean Alvarez here and think he's probably the better guy, but man, he loves to get taken down and try to fight off his back instead of getting up. And I'm just not sure you're going to catch a guy like Diakiese in something if he's on top of you, throwing some grounded pound. Diakiese keeps position and shit on the mat. Like he's become a really good dude. Now the question is like, you never know with this dude anymore. Like he showed up in the Michael Johnson fight, it was boxing with him and shit. Like did he even try a takedown in that fight? I don't even remember if he even tried one.
He half-ass tried him a couple
like
in the first and second round, and then by the third round he was pushing it. But by that time he was tired and he couldn't get him. Yeah,
I think he's gonna probably have an easier time if he wants to get it down here than even over MJ. Man, I don't know. And then whether it's a sold out crowd or not, nobody sells a fucking fight for their fighters doing nothing than an English crowd. Like they literally lose their mind when anything happens. Canada close right there with them. But so anything Diakiese does in this fight, if he gets on top, like they're going to lose their minds if he's hitting his wrist or some shit. So, I mean, I think Alvarez probably wins, but that Diakiese decision line is probably the more valuable bet, I would imagine. So Diakiese's probably the pick for me in Toutmaster since he's the dog.
Alvarez is also fucking massive for a lightweight. He's real big. I don't think that changes anything that happens in the fight. It's just kind of a fact. Anyway, welterweight division. Danny Roberts, hot chocolate, taking on Johnny the Sluggernaut Parsons. Hopefully we'll get Wes back in a second. Shaun.
Good old hot chocolate. The chin is always the concern with Danny Roberts at this point in his career.
He's going against the Sluggernaut.
I know he's fighting the Sluggernaut. It's concerning. Parsons beat up a bunch of kind of frauds before getting that shot on the Contender Series, which he somehow won, even though he got outlanded a bunch and dropped. And
Slug or not, bitch.
Grappled as well. So Parsons hasn't fought in almost 2 years. Roberts is obviously the has fought the much better competition. I'll probably pick Roberts. I don't think I can get there to bet him. That chin is just too much of a liability for me to put money on.
Wesley, hot chocolate.
Yeah, I think I might have some. Is this Parsons guy any good? Like, dude hasn't fought, even off his like probably shitty split decision win on the Contender Series. They had him lined up to fight Michael Gilmore. Like, do y'all know who Michael Gilmore is? He was like an alternative on a Tough Season a couple years ago. Like, absolute bum. So that tells you what they think of this dude. Like, shitty split decision Contender Series win. Line him up against another bum, and hopefully he gets fucking wrestle fucked by Michael Gilmore. Well, now he's getting Danny Roberts in fucking London. Like, come on, man. Danny, think what you will about Danny Roberts in that chin. Like, can this guy land on it for real? I think Danny Roberts is gonna fucking box this dude up. He can grapple this dude up. He can clinch this guy up. He's gonna be able to do what he wants here, man. Like, I think that's a good price. Clinch it up a little bit. Hopefully Danny Roberts doesn't get fucking slick knocked out. And I think you're going to look back and have a very good price on a guy that's going to win a really fucking easy decision.
Hot chocolate. That's what he does.
Little marshmallow.
Even money on this is kind of crazy to me. Like, look at who Danny Roberts has fought and beat and lost to versus the old sluggernaut here, who they brought in to, like, I guess, give Michael Gilmore a win. I don't know which guy they wanted to win that fight. Usually, I mean,
man, went 15 with Grandpa, and we're supposed to be worried about this fucking guy.
Exactly, right? You know, yeah, it's crazy. So we're going hot chocolate here. Even money is. I'm not even gonna take a prop. I think he probably finishes them because he will probably do something cool in front of a London crowd that's cheering for him. But yeah, I'm not sure I'm understanding the line making. Maybe I've been away too long. Maybe I've got a different gambler's perspective, if you will. Shaun, bantamweight division. This is maybe good. I don't know. Davey Grant. We love Davey Grant. Daniel Marcos. How do we feel about Daniel Marcos?
Undefeated. Oh, shit.
I have a complicated relationship with Davey Grant. I won some awesome money when he KO'd Martinez. Won a bunch of money on when he fought Smoka. Then lost a bunch of money when he beat Sunsao and got very, very sad with all the things that happened in that fight. This guy's a dude that you want to have your money on. He'll fight for your money. Even if he's down, he's going to be throwing heat. He's trying to finish fights. He's not coasting. He's not just happy with losing a decision. He's going to test this guy. And I don't know what Marcos is. He seems pretty fraudulent. The wins he had on the regional scene and even the ones that he had on Contender Series and in the UFC are not really that impressive to me. Davey Grant is going to want to put on a show, and I think he does it. I'm going to take Grant and probably sprinkle him inside as well because that dude likes to finish fights, and him inside is like plus 280. Sorry, plus what is it?
A lot. I think I remember seeing that.
Plus 300. Ooh. Let's go.
Wesley.
Yeah, I'm still not over that that Assunção
That was rough.
loss.
That was rough.
My God, you talk about losing some money the hard way. God damn, that was rough. I think Shaun definitely hit it right on. Like a dude like Davey Grant, like if you're on his side, you feel a whole lot better in the kind of fights that he's usually in. If you're against him, like you might hit some, but my God, he's always there. It's never easy. I know this guy's undefeated, but like seriously, who's he beaten, and what did he do to Shelby or one of them to get Davey Grant in London? Like, holy fuck, man! Like, even if you are good, I'm not sure he is. Man, Davey Grant is a dog against a guy like this, untested, unproven on Davey Grant soil, plus money inside the distance. What, plus 300? That's insane. Davey Grant's the bet. Dude's gonna fight for your money. He could be getting cracked. He could be down. Like Shaun said, never coasts, never stops, always coming forward, always throwing punches. He's always in a fight. It's always going to give you a chance. So I like that for plus money.
Yeah, I don't get it. Daniel Marcos, I know Steve says that Grant has the knees of a coal miner from the 30s.
Had him last time.
Yep, had him the time before that, and the time before that, and several times before that. And Marcos isn't coming out there to wrestle. If anyone's going to be grappling here, it's Davey, and it's probably a good thing for him. But in all likelihood, it's Davey Grant fight. He's just going to throw down. And at some point, it might not look pretty, but he's going to land a left hook on him. He's going to hurt him, and he's going to put him away probably, because that's what he does all the time. And based on that salmon fight that what's his face had, Marcos had, I think he gets clipped. I think it's going to be Davey Grant, and Davey Grant is going to be the consensus bet of the week. Plus 125 out there still. It's plus 130. It's plus 130. There you go. Davey Grant. I do like the inside the distance as well, Shaun. That's a good one. Maybe always getting a little greedier and going TKO around plus 450, plus 480, but that might be a little too much, pushing it too far. Featherweight division. That was very loud. Sorry. Lerone Murphy, Josh Culibao, Shaun.
Street. I don't know if Steve's making up BS. I'm scouring Twitter to see if this is true.
No way.
I hope so.
That would be funny after what happened. But we'll
look. Hey, Strickland is more black than fucking Duplessis.
Duplessis. Yeah.
Oh man.
So I had money on Culibao last time out against Bagdasarian. He was losing that fight, and he credit to him, he did snatch up that sub, but it was not looking great. I think in this fight where Lerone Murphy's not really going to have to worry about too much grappling, even though Culibao did sub Bagdasarian. Kulibao's not really a wrestler. So I think this is going to be, for the most part, a striking fight, and I think Lerone Murphy is the more technical striker. Culibao definitely has more power, so maybe he can catch Lerone Murphy, but I just think there's a bit of a levels difference here when it's going to be a strictly kickboxing fight. So I like Lerone Murphy. He's down to like minus 130. It's getting close to being a play for me.
Wesley.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I've been back and forth on this one. I think Murphy's the more technical guy and probably the better striker. He could get this fight to the mat if he wanted. I think he's probably got a little bit better takedowns and stuff. But always worry about output with him, man. Is he going to throw enough? I know Culibao is going to throw punches. That's just the only thing that worries me about Murphy. Murphy's probably going to land the better stuff. Just is he going to land enough of it to win a round when Culibao's probably going to outthrow him 2-1, outland him by a little bit. So, I mean, I'd lean Culibao plus money. I don't know. It's a really close fight. Probably not one I'm going to bet. I'm going to pick Culibao just by, I think, output. It's going to be a really close fight, really close decision either way. I'll lean Culibao because he's the dog.
I think last time Lerone Murphy fought, it was the late replacement with Santos. I want to say Santos.
Yeah.
Daniel Santos coming in. And that dude ended up being pretty good. And I remember saying when we were breaking down that fight, I mean, I'm either getting Lerone Murphy at like minus 160 or whatever I bet it, or this Santos guy is pretty good. And somehow I ended up getting both because he probably lost that fight, but I still won the bet.
And then Santos got knocked out by David Anama the next time out.
But honestly, I still think Santos is good. And if I put him next to Josh Culibao, I'm like, that dude's better than Josh Culibao, but we're getting a better price on Lerone Murphy this time around. So kind of feel like I have to take it here. I think getting it to the ground would probably be decent in spots. I don't think that's going to be his game plan. He's going to like counter strike a bit and then maybe take him down. But yeah, I do like Lerone Murphy. He's not bad.
What? He got shot in the face 3 times last year. Is that for real?
God damn, Steve.
Okay, change. Can he still
God
take?
damn.
Can he take a punch?
He's fought since then.
Oh,
just not well, not up to his standard. That's for sure. Maybe that's why he's a little gun shy.
He did have. Ooh, I see what you did there.
that's right. He'll never fight in the States again. Never. You'll never get that man in the States fighting.
Yep.
He did withdraw from his Nate Landwehr fight in March 2022. So you never know. Anyway, I'm still picking him and probably going to bet him. Another of those slight favorites that I like. Lightweight division, Jai Herbert, Faraz Ziam. Shaun, what do we got here?
I just don't think Ziam is that good. His wins in the UFC are pretty mediocre. I know Herbert doesn't have amazing wins either, but he's fought obviously the much better competition. I think if Herbert's able to keep this on the feet, he's going to be the much more powerful striker. And my guess is he ends up catching Ziam and putting him away. So as a bit of a dog, I'm interested in Jai Herbert. Ziam just doesn't really fight that often, and I think Herbert could look good in front of the UK crowd. So I will be putting a small bet on him. What do you got, Wes?
Yeah, I just think this is going to end up being a kickboxing match, and one dude's got a little bit more power when he connects clean, and that's Herbert. I like Herbert in this fight as a slight dog. I think it's a pretty good price, and you gotta take a little bit of that in over in London.
Oh, that's some good timing.
Herbert. That's why you keep these in. I can still hear what you're saying, so I know exactly how much time I have.
Yep.
Yeah, Herbert. There's a concern that he'll get wrestled here because that'll happen to him. And Ziam has shown a little bit of wrestling ability in the past, but I'm still going to go Herbert. The London feeling is going to be rolling at that point. And this man, not from London, but I would be shocked if anyone on the card has more support than the newly middle-weighted Bear Jew.
I mean, they're claiming him anyway. Like
what?
They're claiming him anyway. He Scotland, Ireland, all of them. I mean, they're
exactly.
They're theirs, right?
Yeah, he's like the, as Bronx is to the Americas. Because we're all Americans with Bronx, South and North. The Bear Jew is to the United Kingdom and related isles. Shaun, what horrible things is he going to do to Andre Muniz in his middleweight debut?
That's it could be a sad one because Paul Craig's an awesome dude. Listen to any of his interviews. He's won us a ton of money, but he wasn't a quick light heavyweight, and now he's coming down to 185. What's that going to do to his chin? He's fighting faster guys now. Muniz's striking looked decent against Brendan Allen. It was a bit concerning that he wasn't able to rock Allen, really, which can seem to happen a lot. I don't know if I think Allen, the chin battle between Allen and Paul Craig is one for the ages. So, yeah, that's of course that's the same thing that happens with Canadians and whatever else they
just
are.
Just loopy.
Yeah, loopy.
No, and Serkinov.
Yeah,
a lot of them actually. Never mind.
Yeah.
Y'all got another chick too that's Florida. She's a Florida Canadian.
Yeah.
Shit too, right?
That's
and
true.
Belbita, when Belbita wins, we try and say she's Canadian.
Yep. Because she's Romanian, I think. But yeah, I think Muniz is going to be better on the feet. I think if he just keeps us on the feet, he's going to win. If it goes to the ground, then it gets a little more dicey. But he's got pretty good jiu-jitsu, even though he got subbed out last time. That was a bit weird. But Paul Craig doesn't have the offensive wrestling that Brendan Allen does. So I think this is going to be all Muniz, and it's going to be a little bit sad.
What's the Bear Jew sub price? It's only $375.
Yeah, they know better. They know better. They know that's his path to victory. It's not like he's winning a fucking decision.
No, then why aren't you guys betting it if it's only $375? I'm still doing it. Bear Jew. He's finally got somebody that wants to grapple with him.
He's not going to grapple.
Andre
he didn't grapple
Muniz
against Brendan Allen. Why the fuck would he grapple with Paul Craig?
Yeah.
Couldn't grapple against Brendan Allen. That's
he
the
wasn't
difference.
really trying.
But he couldn't.
He's not going to have to worry about like a prolonged striking exchanges with Paul Craig to get tired out either, to where he had those with Brendan Allen. Then when he gets to the mat, like he gives Brendan Allen opportunities to sub his ass because he's dead tired from fucking striking with him. I think
Bear
this
Jew
is good.
Doesn't need guys to be tired. He'll always find an opportunity. Bear Jew is so good at grappling that he will get himself knocked out so that he can submit you.
That is true.
Next level stuff.
I mean, look, I hear you. You gotta stay with your boy. Just there's also other circumstances like 180, dropping down to 185, and all kinds. So there's just
huge.
Nah, Muniz is like stacked for a 185 or two. Like, I think it's gonna be bad for Bear Jew. Sadly, I like Muniz in this fight.
Terrible, awful.
Well, I mean, that's fucking. We're letting y'all run with your,
It's true.
Munich.
It's true. And when
Munich
we win,
You're welcome. I'm mushing Muniz. You're welcome.
I was just gonna say,
lock it in. 371
Shaun
and
did
2.
trick for us. Munich is suspended until Lance actually shows up.
He has to show
again.
up to work. Yeah.
Yep. It's sad though, because obviously this would have been Munich. Featherweight division, Andre Touchy-Feely taking on Nathaniel Wood, who I thought would struggle more in his featherweight division or in his featherweight debut.
So hopefully Bear Jew doesn't have to shave off that fresh ass hair.
Yeah, that cost a lot of money. You better not be shaving that shit off.
He can do the chest hair first, and then if he really gets desperate, then you'll see the transplants get shaved.
That guy's gonna make a business decision and miss weight. He is not shaving that chest or head.
Dude, that's like 3 UFC paychecks he probably paid.
At least 2 performance of the nights.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Did you introduce these fighters, Brad? I missed.
Yeah,
I might have
Nathaniel
missed
Wood, Andre Touchy-Feely.
yes. Sorry. I
Great fight.
like Nathaniel Wood here. I think he's going to be able to chew up Fili's legs, kind of like how Bill Algeo did it. He's also going to be able to take down Fili and grind on him. When it's on the feet, it gets a little more sketchy, but Nathaniel Wood is still pretty good. I know he's had a couple hiccups here and there, but like overall, he's a pretty well-rounded fighter, and he seems like a fairly smart fighter. So I expect him to leg kick and wrestle his way to a decision win.
Fun. Wes?
Yeah, that's very, very possible. It probably what happens here. Man, he's just a little guy for 145 though, man. He's a really small dude for this weight class, and this might be like the biggest kind of dude with the most reach that he's ever faced at 145. And Philly still got a little pop. I think it could be interesting if it stays on the feet a lot. Wood could absolutely get some takedowns here and just get off a little bit of ground and pound and stuff. It's a close fight, man. I'm going to pick Fili and Toutmaster because he's the dog, but probably not one I can bet. I could see this fight going several different ways. Really close.
I think both of you guys are crazy thinking that Nathaniel Wood can just out-wrestle Andre Touchy-Feely.
Scrambles would get crazy. Absolutely.
Wood got out-grappled by Casey Kenny, who's like, sure, he's a decent wrestler, but he's also a tiny bantamweight who could probably fight at flyweight if he really wanted to. And Andre Feely regularly out-grapples people. I know Bryce Mitchell out-grappled him, but he out-grapples a lot of guys. It's I feel like there is a pretty good comparison point in their fights against Jourdain. They both got takedowns against him, but I thought that Fili controlled him a lot easier than Wood did. I think Fili's going to win the grappling here, and I think he's probably going to take a decision. So, Touchy-Feely, we'll take a little money line, but decision plus 375 seems pretty high to me.
I swung back the other way. Bet Fili.
What was that? You with me?
I swung back. Well, I like Fili, but I needed somebody to sway me to.
Yeah.
I want to lose money.
I'm here for you, man.
Fight.
I'll make sure I tell you if I'm going to bet Wood, and then you can just hammer.
I'll get the notification. Like as soon as I do, I'll throw my Fili bet in.
Yeah, if you don't have
right
Shaun's
now
bets
that
on
might
notifications right now. I mean,
like
what are
right
you
now
doing?
we're just gonna cancel each other out, bro. Like it's gonna be a draw. Like you'll bet.
Does that mean I don't lose? That's actually a win at this point.
Well, then it can't be that because we both have to lose somehow. Like shit is just horrible right now.
Co-main event.
And it gets worse. It gets worse.
Look who shows up in the chat just in time for the co-main event to get some Women's World Cup analysis. I think he actually just showed up for some meatball Molly analysis because that's who's in the co-main event. I don't know who's in the Women's World Cup. Canada. We do good in women's soccer, right, Shaun?
Sometimes, but we can't, get the real dubs.
The Olympics. We're going to pretend for this purpose that
are they
the Olympics
actually doing? Are they?
Yeah, I just more importantly than this absolutely fucking terrible, maybe all-time worst co-main event. Supposedly Steve wasn't lying when he talked about Duplessis not being able to fight Izzy at 293. It looks like it might actually end up being Strickland versus Adesanya.
Old DDP has to go back to the Emerald Mine and bust up a union worker meeting.
Man, got to get off that Musk family payroll, brother.
They're gonna Photoshop. They're gonna Photoshop fucking Strickland in Duplessis' place when Izzy was dropping the M-bombs, and it'll be awesome.
Dude, that is the dumbest fucking fight. Like max bet. If we can get Costa fucking cum shot though, co-main, that would make it worth it. Like, you want to talk about some funny shit.
How many press conferences until Strickland throws an N-bomb back at Izzy?
It might not take too many.
He's dumb enough the first 5 minutes. Like, straight up. That dude is literally dumb enough the first 5 minutes.
Ugh. Gonna be fun. Going to be fun.
I don't give a shit about this KO main event. It might be one of the worst in modern history, and that's saying something.
Wesley.
I really want to fade Meatball.
Can't do it.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Can't do it.
I said I really want to.
I know, but you can't. The other chick is so bad.
That's all I can say.
They're giving her a fucking layup. If she does not win, that's is amazing.
That's why all I can say is I really want to.
I feel like the Stoliarenko round 1 sub. What's the price on that? What do we got there?
That's the angle to look at.
Definitely. Oh, is that out? Yeah, I think it's out. Her in round 1 is like 600.
Yeah.
Her round 1 sub is like only 750 at a spot.
Aw,
yeah,
that's terrible.
Want some 10 or something like that.
Yeah, we need 4 digits.
Yeah.
Round 1 sub. I see an 850 out there. FanDuel. Yeah, that's. I wanted more. This main event co-main event is so disappointing in so many ways. So we're gonna move on to the main event where Marcin Tybura taking on who?
No.
You want me to fight who? No.
Who? No.
That's one of the best shit ever.
Oh, so good.
Shaun.
Yeah, this should be Aspinall. The dude's good. I know he's at like I had blades. I think that's what's cursed me this year was when I got that dub against Aspinall by injury.
I won that one, but I lost the other two. We had some other injury that was losses.
Been on the wrong side of all three. There was Ortega against Yair. That was one.
Yep.
I forget what the other one was.
Yeah, I forget.
Probably something with Brandon Royval. He's always injured.
Aspinall's good. He's good everywhere. I think if he's smart, he takes down Tybura and subs him. If it's on the feet, it gets a little bit greasier, but he's going to be so much faster and throws way more volume that even if it stays on the feet, he should get Tybura out of there. Probably got to chalk him up in a couple parlays. See if I can tempt the gods.
Wesley.
Aspinall's very good for a heavyweight. Only way he loses is if his other knee goes.
Yep.
If his other knee goes. And inside the distance, chalk it up.
Yeah, I think it happens quick as well. Massive speed difference here, and Tybura is that guy that a few years ago everyone was like, "Oh man, his chin is just like completely shot," and now he's probably fighting by far the most dangerous dude that he's fought since that run kind of stopped.
Also,
it's not
look who Tybura fought
the
last 3 times. The big hitters at heavyweight.
Well, look at the guys he lost to.
I know.
Big hitters at heavyweight: Augusto, Sadbelly, Sakai, and
Abdurakhimov.
Sharif Abdurrahim, maybe.
That is bad.
Like people were concerned about his chin for good reason, because if you're getting knocked out by those dudes, that is not ideal. And he's essentially been able to grapple and grind his way through all of his other fights. It's not happening here. He's going to get clipped and knocked out early again. And I like me some Aspinall.
Who?
That's it. We
Nah.
got it in under an hour and 30
130.
minutes, just barely.
Bullshitted a lot.
Shaun's, yeah. We talked about some hog. We talked about some other stuff. It was all right. Very disappointing.
Next week.
Oh, next.
We actually have a card next week.
These are the ones we gotta wait for.
Gaethje
Next week's gonna
Poirier
be fun.
2, Pereira Blachowicz.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean,
So it's a solid
got-
pay-per-view.
they got a Black Beast sacrifice buried on the fucking prelims.
Jesus.
Yeah, they buried Black Beast on the prelims, and he's probably gonna knock a motherfucker out again.
I
for
have
once.
a feeling that might get rearranged because we lost the Costa Askarov fight.
I don't care how many he loses. Like, that man goes on the main card regardless, because there's always
Opening
a chance.
up the main card.
There's always a chance he gives you a highlight. Like, literally, always a chance with that dude. How the fuck
Yep.
you bury him on a fucking prelim, man? That's crazy to me.
How many more people recognize anyone else than him?
We got Wonder Boy against Pereira. Like, that could be very
we
good
did lose
or very boring.
Baeza versus Matthews, which
Oh,
that's an
okay.
okay prelim, but
Kiesa Holland should be wild as hell. Like, there's
That'll be fun.
some good fights on there,
there's
man.
some fun fights on this card. It's gonna be good. About time.
Solid one. We'll see you folks next week for that one. How do we want to close off? What do we got?
Get the fucking work, Lance.
Let's hope a fight gets canceled so I don't have to trim the last fight in Toutmaster.
Those are